Hey, hi, hello. Right, let's grab the Egyptian Tarot and let's get the message for the collective spirit today, please. Let me just first define who possibly this message might be. Oh my god, cards are flying like mad. I've got a lot to say this morning. Okay, we started with Five of Wands, Page of Pentacles, Four of Swords, Four of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Seven of Pentacles. So with this first three cards, with this energy, Five of Wands, Four of Swords, Page of Pentacles, I feel like this might refer to those of you in my collective who are healing after a longer period of chaos, disruption, maybe even fighting for your own place. But with this Page of Pentacles, I feel like, you know, you're reclaiming some kind of power in your own story as well. It might feel like, you know, you are powerless in some way, like, you know, having Five of Wands, Four of Swords. It might feel like you are finding yourself to be slightly beaten down to the ground. But, you know, with the Four of Pentacles, Three of Wands, Seven of Pentacles, I feel like this couldn't be farther away from the truth. And then that everything that you sort of endured up to this point, and you know, this period of rest that you might be finding yourself in right now is very important. You know, this is the time of your reset. You know, something very important is happening right now, even if it feels like not much is happening, but it feels like, you know, you're reclaiming your power. Like, you know, with the Three of Wands, which I feel refers to you taking a new direction. Four of Pentacles is you protecting your energy, and with the Seven of Pentacles, stop giving it away. Like, you know, stop treating everything and everybody like your personal project. Like, you know, you've got your own life to live, you've got your own happiness to think about, and I feel this is exactly this energy in here. Stop overspending yourself, reclaim your energy, call your energy back into yourself. There was also Page of Swords. So I feel with this, like, you know, Eight and Page of Pentacles. So, and also, like, you know, I think it's quite significant with them writing on those tablets here. So I feel this refers to you needing to rewrite your story. It's time for you to take control of your story and write it up how you wanted it to be. There was Nine of Pentacles with the Temperance, Three of Swords, Ten of Pentacles. So I feel this refers exactly to you restoring some sort of balance, like you investing a little bit more into yourself. With having Three of Swords and Ten of Pentacles, I feel like this might refer to a lot of you, like, you know, enduring your deepest, like, wounds and heartbreak, like, you know, from the closest people, like possibly even family. Like, a lot of you feel deeply wounded by, you know, by your family, by the people closest to you. And I feel like, you know, this refers to you needing to stand back up on your own feet. You know, stop waiting for somebody to come and save you, or stop relying on other people. This is energy of you stepping back into your own game and you taking control over your own life. Stop being the victim. Because you have everything within yourself as well. Yeah, looking at this Temperance again. And also with the Temperance, I feel this refers to you, you know, being heavenly protected. You've got a strong spirit team. Like, you know, you're never really on your own. So this obviously, specifically grabbing the Egyptian Tarot deck, which I feel it might be speaking to my old souls, the teachers, the guides, the healers. So, you know, your path is going to be naturally more difficult, because that's the whole point of it. You need to learn how to heal yourself, so then you can carry that light for others. And as I'm saying, carrying the light, the Knight of Wands is coming out. And I feel this refers to your energy. You've got a lot of fire that cannot be tamed down, the fire that cannot be put down. You know, you've got some kind of mission in this life. And I feel your mission is to, as well, like, you know, overcome your own burdens, so then you can be the light carrier for all the people, if that makes sense. You know, you are a person that naturally exhibits warmth and light. And with this Ace of Pentacles, I feel like, you know, this is speaking of your new beginning. Like, you know, after, yeah, Five of Swords, after a conflict, like, you know, there's some sort of conflict that you're coming out of right now. And this conflict has to be left behind. Yeah, there's Five of Pentacles as well. Oh my God, we've got 555. So I feel this speaks of this energy of movement. So this is what you're trying to shift. You're trying to shift your mindset and where you are in life, like, you know, so you can get out of this conflict, so you can get out of this poverty and lack mindset. Like, you know, this is energy of movement. And I feel it refers to leaving some kind of heavy chapter behind, and, you know, and welcoming a lot more peace into your life. Hold on, that's too much. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune as well is coming out, which is the card of changes. Like, you know, changes are inevitable as well. There's like, stop resisting that changes as well. Stop holding on to the old. Yeah, Knight of Pentacles as well. So I feel like with these two knights, So I feel like Knight of Pentacles might speak of this resistance to change, like, you know, because Knight of Pentacles is a slower moving energy. You might and straight away having Knight of Wands with it. So I feel like, you know, there's a one kind of hearing is, you know, it's time to pick up that pace. Like, you know, you've been muddling yourself for quite a long time as well with this Knight of Pentacles. And also I feel like it speaks to this needing to stop resisting, allow change to happen, like, you know, with this Wheel of Fortune. Everything in life always changes, like, you know, never be resistant towards that change. Welcome change, very often for the better. And I feel this is precisely this energy for this collective. Yeah, Six of Swords, leaving conflicts behind, moving towards that calmer waters. There's a lot changing for you guys, especially if your path has been difficult up till this point. Yeah, Six of Swords is definitely coming out. Six of Pentacles on the bottom as well. So that speaks of this balance that you need to restore in your life. Nine of Wands and the Tower. So Nine of Wands is a card of, like, you know, being at the end of hardships and confirming this, what you've endured, this heaviness that you endured in this life, and all these lessons as well. Nine of Wands is a big spiritual lessons as well. So as well. I think I said it a few times. So with this Tower, I feel like this is coming in to crumble this heaviness of yours, like, you know, and I feel like you're about to understand as well. And with this Tower, something might happen unexpectedly that's going to shake you up a little bit at first, but in the longer run, this is going to be like a positive shake-up and a positive change. And this is something that, you know, coming back to you, slightly maybe trying to resist, but this is something that's going to sweep into your life and there will be no stopping it. Right, I'm going to dive a little bit deeper into what these changes are, and I'm going to grab another tarot deck for confirmation, but rest of it is going to be posted on my YouTube, so please go and check it out there. And also I would really appreciate if you subscribe to my channel, because yeah, I'm really trying to build it. So yeah, will be muchly appreciated. And also it's easier to upload longer videos to YouTube. So okay, let's carry on with these changes. Right, okay, I'm gonna get a few more cards from the Egyptian tarot before I move on to my another deck. So yes, Spirit, please confirm for my collective there's inevitable changes and the things that they definitely leaving behind. Four of Cups. So I feel this refers to maybe you being unfulfilled in love and in relationships before. So, and maybe you have been a little bit guarded as well. Yeah, having this Four of Pentacles previously. And maybe you've been growing in silence and in solitude. So it feels like what you're going to be leaving behind. And there's a sun coming out as well. So I feel it's like this lack of clarity in regards to what is it that you truly want from love, from your partner, from a relationship. I feel like there's a big clarity arriving in a lot of your lives, like, you know, in a sense of like, what do you want? Like, you know, how do you want to feel? What things you don't want to no longer put up with when it comes to romance, when it comes to relationships. So I feel a lot of you, like, you know, you're leaving behind that confusion. You're leaving behind this boredom as well. Like, you know, you're about to be really fulfilled, you know, emotionally and financially as well. Looking at all the pentacles on this table, there's some kind of new beginning as well. You're looking at the Ace of Pentacles, Two of Wands. So I feel like this speaks of this new direction that you're taking. Like, you know, you might be in a stage of contemplating for now, thinking like, you know, what is the best way to go? What is it that you really want to do? But there's the Ace of Cups. And I feel this refers to a lot of you like really being open right now to welcome love into your life, to welcome that right romance. Yeah, Empress is coming out as well. So I feel like you're ready to receive, like, you know, this is a big energy of, you know, receiving and basking in one's own glory. And I feel like this is exactly where you're heading. Yeah, Six of Cups. Wow, okay. A lot of you are, yeah, a lot of you are going to cross paths. Yeah, like literally crossing paths on Two of Wands. You're going to cross paths with someone who is going to see you, like, you know, who's going to really see you for the beauty of you that you are. And you're going to be like, you know, appreciated, respected and seen for the first time in your life. With this Ace of Cups, Six of Cups, I feel like a lot of you are about to get into a connection with somebody that, you know, speaking of past lives that we mentioned at the beginning, and, you know, this ancient souls, old souls. So I feel you might be getting into the connection with someone that, you know, you go into very quickly and instantly recognize as your soulmate, as your life partner. There's going to be, there's like a big element of clarity and warmth arriving in your life, especially if you've been if you've never had a lot of, you know, you've never been like properly loved, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, you only been the person that used to give away that love, and I feel like this love is coming back to be reciprocated. And we have a Queen of Wands as well with the Seven of Cups. So I feel with this energy, that refers to a lot of you guys in my collective, like, you know, you might be having such a glow up, and the moment you reclaimed your energy and you reclaimed your throne in here, so it feels like with that you're becoming so magnetizing, you know, and you might have more than one romantic offer presenting itself to you. You might even gonna have to, you know, make some sort of choice. But I feel like, you know, the wisdom that you've gained throughout your life is going to help you choose wisely in this situation. Like, you know what you're leaving behind in terms of making excuses for people who are not showing up properly. Yeah, Chariot as well. Something's moving towards you. Something's moving towards you that's going to help you make that decision of getting yourself out of this confusion. That's very important here. Like, you know, there's an end of confusion in this energy, and choosing right, like, you know, going towards that right direction. You're looking at that white Sphinx on that Chariot. I feel like you're going towards something that, you know, it might be at first, for some of you, it might feel a little bit uncomfortable. Because, you know, when you are living around chaos all of your life, and when you are in the toxic relationship, so the push-pull and the highs and lows of it sometimes make you feel like this is the whole point of it, like, you know, that this is how relationships are looking like. So when something aligned and something peaceful arises in your life, you might at first not recognize it. And like, looking at this Tower again, so like I said, it might take you completely by surprise. But I feel like a lot of you in here, like, you know, just because of the path that you went through and how much you've learned so far, I feel like, you know, you will know exactly what to choose. And you also have a King of Pentacles, which I feel refers to that energy entering your life. So this is somebody who is very solid, very sure of themselves, and might be very established as well, you know, might be quite successful as well in his own and Dave is, like, you know, in his own job. They might have enough, you know, for themselves. And this is somebody who is very generous as well. Like, you know, there's some kind of generous soul in person entering your life that, you know, is going to reciprocate to you how you always should have been reciprocated, if that makes sense. Because, you know, a lot of you in here might have never really experienced true love. Oh my God. Yeah. Ace of Swords, Death, and the Fool. So I feel like this is big energy of that transformation and beginning again with full clarity this time, without selling your soul to the devil. Like, you know, and this scale on this Death card in this deck is, I feel, is very significant in the part of, like, you know, you no longer accepting energy that doesn't match you. Like, you know and recognize your own energy now. You know you are a powerhouse, and you know you've got a lot to give. And you are happy, with the Temperance as well that we had. I feel like you are happy to wait, even if you needed to wait. You no longer, Temperance is here. You no longer want to invest yourself and work hard, to be loved and to be seen, to be appreciated. I feel like this is what you guys in this specific collective are putting end to, and you're beginning anew with like a fresh mind, with a fresh understanding of how powerful you really are and how much did you actually allow up until this point, because it feels like, you did allow quite a lot of shit in your life. And Page of Wands as well. So yet again into this rewriting of your own story, and with Wands energy. So that is with true desire and true passion of what you feel is right for you. All right, I want to get a few more cards from the Guardian of the Night Tarot for this collective, for this message. Please, is there anything else that you would like me to pass on? Split into the Wheel of Fortune. There's inevitable changes in a lot of your lives, changes that, you don't resist them as well, what they're telling me. Because a lot of you might be tempted to resist it because it might be slightly out of your comfort zone. Oh my God. King of Swords, Queen of Swords, the Tower, Three of Swords. So I feel this refers to you crossing paths with that rightfully aligned person as well, with these two. Somebody with whom you're going to have a very aligned and true intellectual connection, you know, to start with. Like, you know, I feel like there's something about conversations and talking that's going to be very easy flowing. And with this Tower and this Three of Swords, I feel like this will help you both in a big way to put all these heartbreaks behind and maybe come out of your cage a little bit as well. And this is yet again this energy of this unexpectedness, like something really unexpected. So it might feel like also what I'm hearing, like it might happen for a lot of you the moment something goes crumbling in your life or something, you know, when you're going to be going through some sort of chaos, somebody might appear to help you, to navigate you through this chaos. Yeah, Five of Swords is coming out as well. So I feel this might refer for a lot of you. The moment you find yourself in some sort of conflict or some sort of ending, this is when this person is going to unexpectedly show up with all of their support. This is going to be like a very supportive energy. Yeah, Five of Swords, the Hermit's coming out. So I feel this refers to, yeah, this conflict that some of you might be going through, and also the Hermit card, which means like, you know, you might be in a phase of like, you know, withdrawing from everything and retracting back to your own cave and evaluating what just happened to you. You know, this is like an energy of being taken by surprise when you least expect it. Three of Pentacles, Queen of Cups in here as well. So I feel like this refers to you being able to work through all the heartbreaks and all the pain that you went through before. And with the Queen of Cups, you know, you will be able to find this gentleness and love about yourself once more. Because, you know, all of that is inside there. You might just have a tough exterior because of all the bad experiences that, you know, you had to go through. There's a Two of Cups, Ten of Wands, and the Lovers coming out. And Knight of Cups is showing here too. So I feel there's like a very strong connection that you're going to cross paths with. And yet again, having this Ten of Wands. So I feel like this is going to appear when you're going to be at the end of certain chapter of your life that has been really heavy for you. And I feel it might refer even to the both of you. You might both be ending something in your lives when you two cross paths. Like, you know, there's this big crossing energy as well here, like, you know, with this Lovers. And with this Knight of Cups, I feel like love's going to wake up very quickly, and you're going to want to join forces and invest yourself in another person. I love how similar these two cards are as well. And they both came out. So, and we had Six of Cups from the previous deck. So I feel this speaks of a very strong bond in here. Somebody with whom, like I said, this mirror energy, somebody who's going to know exactly how to treat you, how to talk to you, because they've experiences have been very similar to yours as well. So I feel like when it comes to this pain and this gaps and this void that you might have been feeling in yourself throughout the whole of your life. So I feel like, you know, your cup and all of these voids are going to be filled by somebody who truly sees you and somebody who truly understands you. Can we get more about this person coming in for my collective, please, Spirit? It's too many. Hold on, because these cards sometimes are very hard to shuffle. Can we get a little bit more for the last few who stay till the end of this video? Because I know there's only a few of you, because this is like a message for a very specific part of the collective. King of Wands on the bottom. What else do we have coming out here? Because yeah, I did ask about the person coming in, and the first two cards that came out was Five of Wands, High Priestess, Knight of Swords. So when it comes to the person, yeah, it's going to be somebody who also understands, who also has been through you know, good share of their own conflict in life, you know, and they might have been down to the ground and rebuild themselves again. Like, you know, this is this energy. And I feel like, you know, it's no surprise because this is a person who mirrors you. Like, you know, let's not forget about these mirroring energies here. So this is a person who mirrors your energy and your journey. So this is somebody who's been through very similar things with people, and they had to kind of, you know, they've been down to the ground and they had to rebuild themselves back up again. And with this Knight of Swords, I feel like it might refer, and also High Priestess. So I feel like this might refer to an air sign, like, you know, with this Knight of Swords, but also with this High Priestess, somebody who is in tune, and that's, yeah, water energy as well coming through. So somebody who is in tune, you know, with their intuition, with their emotions, and also like a certain amount of gentleness comes through with that person. Having Six of Wands, Seven of Swords, though. So I feel like this is somebody who also has been betrayed or maybe cheated on, somebody who understands, you know, how it feels not to be chosen even when they gave they all, you know what I mean. So and I feel like, you know, the moment that person's going to meet you, I feel like they're going to recognize your light straight away, and they would not want to let you go. And there's a big element of like, yeah, we had Five of Cups with the Ten of Cups in here. So I feel like from this emptiness and this coldness of this Five of Cups and regret, so I feel like, you know, this is energy of them as well. I'm kind of feeling when you meet them, they might be a little bit in this energy, they might be a little bit in the energy of regret over what happened, yeah, and some kind of disturbance and chaos that happened in their life that they might share with you. This is how it might start. You might kind of, you know, share the difficult experiences, and then when you go into kind of understand that, you know, you went through very similar things when it comes to people. And from this Five of Cups, you know, I feel like the moment you're going to start sharing your troubles, your pains, and when you're going to feel for the first time that you're actually being listened to and you're being heard, I feel like, you know, you're very quickly going to step into this energy of the Ten of Cups. You're going to step into this from very quickly, yeah, because we have Knight of Swords as well. So very quickly, like, you know, things will move from disappointment and crying over spilled milk to actual total enjoyment and abundance, like, you know, with this Ten of Cups and this happy ever after, like, you know, what comes through. And having this King of Wands on the bottom, so I feel like, you know, in a question about the person coming into your life, so this is somebody who is very driven, and somebody who knows how to take control, somebody who is also like, you know, with the Wands energy. So this is a person who, they don't just talk, they do, you know, this is a doer energy. So this is this person, like, you know, with them, you're not gonna be just breadcrumbed with words. You're gonna see actions following their words, and that's how you're going to know. Yeah, this King of Wands is definitely coming out. That's how you're going to know. Eight of Pentacles on the bottom. I feel it might refer for some of you crossing paths with this person in some sort of, like, you know, when you're going to be busy with something, and that's when they're going to kind of either cross paths with you and you're going to have a very quick connection from the first exchange of words, or there might be for some of you, you know, something happening in a workplace, or somebody who you know from work, or somebody with whom you've got some kind of history, but you never kind of really, yeah, this eight of Pentacles coming out with somebody who you've never really kind of, you know, took anything further. Maybe you kind of didn't have that capacity to sort of see them at that time. And I have Six of Cups coming out again, and we started with Six of Cups, we're going to finish it with Six of Cups. Seven of Cups came out as well with the Ace of Wands, and the Six of Cups, and there's Eight of Pentacles. And yeah, so I feel with this, like, after the period of confusion, and I feel like, yeah, this Eight of Pentacles might refer to you being busy with something, which obviously you might be busy with, like, you know, working on something, or working a lot, or working on yourself. And, you know, with the Seven of Cups, you know, like this bunny rabbit head, I think that's a head because it's quite big. So when he's looking sort of like, you know, and I feel this is significant, you're looking in some other direction, and, like, you know, you looking at your options and things you've got to do. And that's when this unexpected things, this person comes into your life when you're busy doing other things and looking into the other direction, and then boom, you're going to have somebody enter in your life that's going to feel very familiar with the Six of Cups. Somebody with whom I feel like, you know, a lot of you won't be able to, even if you try, because they're looking at the Seven of Swords again. So even if you maybe will try to hide away from it, or maybe not kind of admit to the fact that, you know, something, because I feel this is going to be a very intense connection, in a sense of, like, you're going to know that some changes will arrive with meeting this person. And with that, like, you know, because you might have got really comfortable with where you are right now, like, you know, you might have finally restored some peace after a chaos in your life, or you are in the process of doing that. So anything that can take you out of it feels scary. So I feel that's why the Seven of Swords might also refer to you kind of not wanting to be seen as well. Yeah, with the Six of Wands, you might not want to be seen. You might kind of, you know, enjoy being in that shadow because you feel it's safer. But I feel like when it comes to this person as well, when the Seven of Cups, I feel it also refers to you doing a lot of things with that person. You finally kind of having a lot of possibilities that you want to go about. And yeah, and definitely, like, you know, there's this new energy of growth as well. Like, you know, you two are going to really fill each other's gaps and this voids. And yeah, I can't help but, yeah, let's just, with these two, like this entwined energy and this mirroring energy as well in here, and this peace, love, and that kind of contentment that comes through with this. Something that's going to help you lower your defenses and help you move through with that change and trust that, you know, love is possible again, and that yes, you absolutely can be happy, you know, even after everything that you went through. Right, okay, I'll leave you with that. Love you. Bye.